In this video, I'd like to look at a page that gives a demonstration of the V4 functionality in Vue. So let's just, first, I guess if you want this code, it's at the URL seen here. It generates this page fairly dynamically, as we'll see, and just a multiplication table. There's nothing. Once it's created, there's no sort of user interaction here. Okay. So the HTML, we have a link to the Vue CDN and a link to the style sheet. So this is a link to the library, and then down at the bottom, we'll have a link to our particular Vue code. And the CSS is just some body color, some header styling, some table, and some table data item or cell, if you want, styling. Okay, like right justified numbers. Okay. Then we have a table. And again, there is most of the work here is done on the HTML side. So let me show you the mult.js and get that sort of over with. And then we'll come back and focus on this table. All this is pretty much just a shell of Vue, sort of saying, I have Vue, so I can use, I'm going to demo V4. I can use V4 because I have Vue. So this is just pretty much saying, I have Vue, I need to have some, a data, similar idea to the state that React uses. I have data, but I don't really have data. And I'm going to apply that to some part of this code, this shell of a Vue code. I'm going to apply it to some place on my page with an ID of multiplication. And now back to the HTML. So here's that table with the ID of multiplication. And then V4 gives you for loops, gives you repetition in Vue. So here is, I am making a table row, a TR, and I'm using V4, and it's set to go, it introduces a variable I, then is in I in 12, and Vue interprets that as going from 1 to 12, as we see. So I have 12 rows going from 1 to 12. And then I have, and here's the close of that row. And then I have a TD, a cell, table data item, and it has a V4 and it has a variable J, and it's also going in a for loop going from 1 to 12 inclusive. And it's making cells. So there are 12 cells going across. And then between the open cell and the closed cell, we have the curly curlies. So we're invoking our Vue. We're working with Vue variables, and we're working with the sort of local. There was nothing again over here in terms of variables or properties, what have you. It's just the sort of what I'll often call dummy indices, these variables that are local to the for loops, I from the outer loop and J from the inner loop. And we're also noting that we can calculate with these things if they're numbers. So the curly I times J, close curlies. And that generated this. The outer loop created the rows, the inner loop created the cells within a row, and then between the open and closed cells, we did a calculation with the sort of the counters, the I and the J. So that's what I wanted to show you, sort of just a simple example of getting multiple elements on a Vue page using this concept of V4. Thanks for your attention.